Good morning, Mosaic. This is Tony, one of the guys. Just doing a quick video for this weekend. So excited again to be together with you at what we call the Renaissance parking lot. We're really excited. The service has been outstanding. The people who have been able to make it have just had an awesome time. And if you've not been able to make it, I want to encourage you to be a part of the service this week as we just get together to worship and to fellowship and to spend time in the Word together. As we just continue to seek Jesus and what He has for us. One of the things I want to say very quickly is just how incredibly inspired I am by all of you in regard to your constant expression of consideration and kindness, your continued generosity, and the grace that you're showing the people around you and in your life. What an example of Jesus you guys are all being, and I just could not be more proud to be one of the many broken pieces that the Lord is gathering. I just, at this, what I really want to do is just encourage all of us to remain in fellowship, first and foremost with God, to take this opportunity to spend time in the Word and in prayer and, listening for the Holy Spirit in regard to encouragement, to connect with friends who we're able to, whether that be in person safely or family members or even virtually through the phone, FaceTime, Zooming, however it is you can connect, pray for one another. And just be grateful for what God is doing, and be creative in your fellowship, and that we might serve one another too, that we may just continue to look for opportunities to give and to serve and whatever that might be. We as a staff, we continue to pray for you every day. Every time we meet, it's hours of how can we love you better and pray for you and minister to you and continue to be on mission. So that, just know how hard the staff is working, our deep love for you, for us to be able to serve you and care for you in the many ways that the Lord is enabling. We continue to work toward the fall, developing, connecting, and discipleship stuff. We'll see what the culture does. Obviously, everything is fluid, but everything we look at doing in any number of ways that we might be able to minister to one another, whether, hopefully, prayerfully, God willing, in person. But if not, finding other avenues to continue to minister and to be discipled, to disciple one another, to care for one another. And so just know that we're continuing to work to see how we can, work with God to continue to knit together and put together this beautiful mosaic that He's building. So as much as we want to see you, we also want you to know that we are deeply encouraged by you. We receive messages and notes, expressing your continued support, your patience as we work through things, your participation here at the Renaissance and then online. There's just so much going on that, we're trying to stay connected. We have, at 8 a.m., 5 or 6 days a week, we do a podcast where a number of us get together and spend some time in the Word. We have our 9 o'clock live stream service that we will continue to do. We've always done it, but that is always a continued resource. And then again, this weekend, we'll be here at the Renaissance at 10:50 in the parking lot. And one of the things I do want to do is this. First of all, we ask that you RSVP, and the reason for that is so we can better accommodate you, right? There's no other reason really other than to kind of have an idea, especially for the children's ministry, because we do provide resources for the kids. We want you to know that, or we would like to know if you're coming so that we can better accommodate. Although we have extra stuff, there's always overflow. So please don't hesitate to come, but we would ask that you RSVP if you can. You can do that on our website. The other thing is, be prepared for the service. Now, here's what's really cool. God has been incredibly gracious with the weather. Every Sunday, He's giving us whether it's relief with cloud cover from the sun until the service is over, whether it's a beautiful breeze that comes through, or just really great weather. This week, it's amazing. It's supposed to be 10 to 12 degrees cooler than it has been all week. This wonderful breeze coming across. It's going to be an awesome time. And so one of the things we would say to you is this. Come prepared. Listen, bring your chair. It's hard to see. There it is. Ooh, I have an umbrella to guard me from the sun. I have my big cup of water. People have just been really creative about how they view the service and how they sit and how they function as a family and fellowship as a family. It's been a really neat thing, and I would just encourage you to be a part of that, especially if you haven't yet. And the joy and the opportunity to worship has been fantastic. So one of the things I want to do too is to remind you or let you know that come the first weekend in August, we'll be back on the Mosaic property. And one of the services will certainly be a community communion on the green space. So it's almost going to be like a Sermon on the Mount or Sermon on the Plain, where we have an opportunity to be broken up into groups, right, in our families and our family units, and those people that we have regular fellowship with. Out in the green space behind the building along 3rd Street, to do communion together, to break bread together, see if the Lord has some extra stuff for us, and just have an awesome time worshiping in the confines of the neighborhood He has us in, to be as much of an impact on our community as we can, but also again to fellowship and to worship together. And we'll give you more details as that comes. And so we're just praying that the Lord will continue to guide us in the path He wants us, that we would be obedient, that you would be blessed. We are blessed by you constantly. Just please know that. We love you dearly. The other thing I'll end with this, and it's the same thing I ended with last week. We need to be praying. We need to be just diligent in praying for our nation, this place of freedom and freedom of expression that the Lord has given us. That is just an honor and a privilege to be citizens here in the United States. As we are ambassadors of the Kingdom of Heaven, we are that here in the U.S. The Lord has given us this nation to pray for, to steward, and to serve, and be a blessing to. So may we be praying for our nations and our nation's leaders, for our state and the state's leaders. I don't know about you, but I would not want to be the governor of a state right now. I can't imagine the pressure they're under. So we need to lift them up, and along with the state legislature, and just be praying for them, and health officials, and then our local community, our local leaders, the residents, churches, even the economy, that we would just continue to lift that up and ask for the Lord's provision, for His wisdom, for our leaders to be instilled with His wisdom, be open to, I'm going to see if I'm going to lose my umbrella here in a minute, just to be open to the Lord's leading. But may we be examples of grace and mercy in this community. May we, most of all, just be walking Jesus. So then, not only praying for our local community, but praying for our own personal neighborhoods and families and friends. That they would be blessed, but that we would be examples of God's grace to them. That we would express the love we have received. May we live it out in such a way as to be a drink of cool water for people whose souls are parched right now. So again, we'll see you this weekend, 10:50 here at the Wren, 9 o'clock online. RSVP if you would, just again so that we can better accommodate you. Bring a friend, bring your accoutrements, umbrella, chair, blanket, all kinds, bring your water. It's a good time. So we'll see you. You take care, and just know you're being prayed for, and we love you dearly.